Hi there, this is Lady Shel. Today I'm going to be doing some basic line of sight on a map that I have that I received as being part of the Grim Press Patreon. And this map is a tavern in the wintertime, and I'm going to show you just some basic line of sight, and then I will add a snow effect. So we're going to start with the fact that you upload the map to your images files in your campaign, and all I did was import, and then I dragged it over from my hard drive into this folder, and then I opened it up, and you can see I have resized it so that it is larger and I can see what I'm doing. But the first thing that you want to do is add your grid. So I have the grid turned off, but I'm going to turn the grid on. And the way I usually like to base my grid size is to look at the map and see the width of a door. So I'm going to move the grid down a little so that we can see how wide a grid is on this map. And it looks like it is just the right size. It is just the width of a door. So we're going to leave it at 50 by 50. I'm going to turn it back off, and then I'm going to start my line of sight. Now, I like to use a tablet to do my line of sight rather than using a mouse, and I forgot to plug in my tablet, so I'm doing that now as I'm talking to you. There we go. So let me rearrange my desk, put my mouse up, and as my tablet associates itself with my computer, I'm all ready. What I want to do is I want to start with the walls. Now, the way that I do my line of sight is that I do all my walls first, and then I will overwrite any windows and doors, and you'll see when I do it. So I turn on the line of sight. I have chosen the wall feature, and we're going to start over here on the left. So all I'm doing is I'm going to tap the pen on the corner, then but I have to choose the line tool, and I'm going to tap the line on the corner, and then I'm going to tap it again when I reach the other corner. You do not want to draw on the map because it will add occluders everywhere that you are touching. So I'm only touching at the corners, and then I'm going to come around, and then to get it to stop drawing, you're going to click the escape key, and then it is stopped. Now we're going to draw the right hand side. I'm going to pick up the line again at this corner, draw over to this corner and down, and I want to go to the right, and I'm going to move my screen by clicking on my right arrow key till I get to the right hand side, and click and down and click over and click, and then down, click, click, click. You can see it's fairly easy to do this. And we're going to go here, and then we're going to end right there and escape to let it stop drawing. I have a couple of interior walls to do. Over here, this is a stable. So I'm going to add the interior walls. So I start at the outer edge and go to the center and up to the top. Escape at the center. I probably should have started at the top. I think I will do that on the next one. Okay, so we're going to start up here. I'm going to draw all the way down so that I don't have to match up the lines. Okay, so we have our interior walls for the stable. Now let's go back to the building, and we're going to do this little, looks like a little storage area. So we're going to start the line by tapping right here, draw to the corner, tap, and then up to the top, tap, and hit escape to stop drawing. And we have a couple more interior walls. So we're going to start at the top, go down, tap, and then tap on the left-hand side and escape. And then we're going to do these funky little, these look like little rooms around a fireplace. So we're going to draw, click, and down. And then I'm going to match it with that edge and escape to stop drawing. And do this one. And then the interior area. And to the bottom and escape. And then I think this looks like it's a wall. I was thinking it was maybe a door. Let me look closer. Nah, it looks like a wall. And you can see I'm going to be cleaning up my lines here. They're a little bit off. But it's always easy to fix your lines. And I'm going to say, I don't think this is a wall because I think that these people in this area are going to be able to see the fireplace. And in order to do that, they're not going to be able to have a wall. So I'm going to put 2 lines here and I'm going to click the select key and I click on the occluders on the top and bottom of this line, and I click the delete key, or you can click the minus key up here that removes the points. So I'm going to remove that, and then remove this to remove the line. That's how you would remove a line that is existing. I just click on the occluder, click the delete, and the final delete. So now we have an open area here. And they can see out. They just have walls on the top and bottom. And anytime you need to fix something, you want to be in select mode. Like I'm going to drag this over so that it's touching the line. And then I'm going to fix that part where the line was off. I'm going to drag it over. All I'm doing is clicking on the occluder that I want to reposition, and you can see I had 2 so that it was only dragging the one. You can actually drag it separately and then reapply it because of the fact that this magnet snap will allow it to go back and connect again, and you can see how easily it connected. I'm going to move that line a little to the right and move this line a little to the bottom so that it's more straight. Okay, now I'm happy with it. Now, do we have any other lines or any other doors, or not doors, walls? Nope. Looks like I've got all my walls done. Nothing down there. So now I want to work on my doors. So I'm going to go back to the line key or the line tool and click on door. And let's move ourselves over and start from the left and move to the right. Now these are stables. So we have, actually I'm going to use the rectangle, not the line, because I'm going to make a rectangle door here. So I'm actually drawing on it because of the fact that it's rectangle. The rectangle works a little differently than the line. So there, now I've got my doors here, and I'm going to do some cleanup work after, but first let's complete all the rest of our doors. You don't have to draw when you're using the rectangle. You have to draw. I'm drawing it on the tablet itself. And let's find some more doors that I need to add, like down here. You just draw a rectangle shape around the edge of the door. And you know what? That's not a door. So to fix that, you can do Control Z. And this also is not a door. Control Z. but the door is over here. So let's make the door over here. We'll work on these windows later. I want to do all the doors first. It's best if you stay in one tool and then move to another tool when you're done doing everything with the current tool, so that you don't make mistakes like I did earlier. Wait, is that? You know what? That's not a door either. Control Z. Very easy to fix. And the way that I could tell that wasn't a door is you can see the path up to the door. So let's put our door in the correct spot. And then we have doors. Over here is the door from the kitchen to outside to the well. And then I believe that is, oh, we have our door into the stable, and this is a double wide door. Now you have to be careful when you have lines that are close to each other, because when the snap is on, it's going to want to connect. So just be careful for that, unless you want the lines to connect. Okay, now I said I was going to do the windows next. So let's put the window tool on. And where do we have windows? We have a window right here. And this is the same way as I did the doors. I'm just drawing a rectangle shape around the edge of the window. And on the bottom, we have 2 more windows down here. Another window down here. And down here. And down here. And here. And let's see, there's probably some more up here. Nope, there's none in the stable. There was none at the top. Looks like I've completed all my doors and windows. So what I want to do now is I want to erase the line that's in between. I only want the blue line to be showing. So to do that, you already seen me erase a line before, so I'm going to show you again. I'm going to take the wall tool because I'm erasing a wall. We're going to draw a line, and we're going to make sure we don't touch the blue line. Just draw a small line on all of these doors. And then I am going to switch to the select tool so that I can remove these. Again, I click on the occluder, I click on the delete key on my keyboard, or the minus key over here. Now here is where you can make your doors narrower or wider if you wish. The reason that I make them wide is because when I make my line to go across, I want to have some space so I don't have to worry so much about it hitting the edge of the blue line. So I'm going to make this door narrower, and to do that I'm just going to take this occluder and drag it to the center. So now I have a thinner door. I'm going to do the same thing down here. I'm just dragging it, I'm pulling it over, I'm clicking on the occluder and dragging it to the center. Okay, and we need to do the line trick here. Go back to select, delete, delete, delete. And I'm going to make this door narrower also. I'm not going to go down as far as the middle, but I do want to make it narrower. Now I notice that I have, whoops, some lines that are off here. Now this is where it's important to go in close, because you could see a lot better when you're close up. When you're farther away, sometimes it's easy to miss when things are not lining up. I'm making my line fine, and I want to get rid of this occluder, so I'm going to click on it and click delete. And now we have my door. And then we're going to go up here, and that one was fine. I'm just checking on the positioning of things because, yeah, like down here, whoa, I have an extra occluder that I don't need. So I'm going to take it and drag it into the other one. And take this and drag it into the other one. You could tell when there's more than one, as if they're off, you know, a little bit. So you just drag them into each other and they snap right together. Let's check our lines on the side. Looks fine. That looks fine. Looks fine. Let me back out a little bit so you can see a little more. You can see up here, see? When you're further away, you couldn't really tell that there was two occluders here, and I'm going to take the top one and drag it into the bottom one. Okay, so our stable is done. Well, that's the left side of the stable. Let's check the right side. That looks fine. This has an extra one here. So we click on it and delete. You could either click and delete or, aha! I see something right here. Oh, that's fine. That is the correct line. Usually my line is in the center, but it could be on the left. It's fine. So now let's work on the rest of the house. You have a line here that's off, so I'm going to click on it and click delete. And now let's start with the rest of the doors. We're going to go back to our line tool so we can put all our little lines on here. And I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go on all my windows and doors and add my lines that I want to erase now, so that I don't have to keep going back and forth. I'm just going to do all of the line erasure stuff right now. So click and draw a little line. I have to be careful here. I don't want to hit that outside line. And that one. And there. And I'm going to do the doors and the windows because they all need their lines fixed. And this part doesn't have anything to do with the door or window itself. It just has to do with the wall that's in between that I want to erase. Almost done. Okay, that's a stable. So let's start up here and move to the right. So again, we are going to go back to the select tool. And I'm just showing you one way to do it. If you would rather just draw your line to the, like for example, on this particular room, if you just did your 3 lines and did the wall just up to here and then did your escape, then did the wall over here and escape, and then put your blue door, you wouldn't be having to delete all these little lines in here. This is just the way that I do it. And while I'm here, I'm gonna make my door a little narrower by dragging the lines down. There. Okay, let's move ourselves over to the right. Wait a minute, is this more than one? No. Okay, so let's work on our back door. Depending on your map, you may have a map with a lot of detail where you're doing a lot of these lines, or you may have one with fewer windows and doors and you won't have so much detail and it won't take you as long. This is going to take me a little while just because I need to remove these lines in the center. But once they're gone, there's nothing for me to do with these windows and doors, except for if I want to adjust the width of the window or the door. And all this is done in the select mode. Okay, we're going to move down. Let's get rid of this red line. Move it in. And this one. Move it in. It's totally up to you the way that you want to do it. I'm adding extra steps, but this is the way that I like to do it. It gives me control over where my lines are actually at. Because sometimes things don't line up right. Like, that was looking more like a parallelogram. We don't need a parallelogram. Oh, and I just noticed there's a door there, right here. So let's add our door, not window, door. Whoa, now you can see that did not work. Oh, wait a minute, I know why it didn't work. It didn't work because it's supposed to be in rectangle mode. There we go. Now let's get rid of the line in the middle. And get back to our select tool so we can continue with the rest of this. Now, did this other room have a door? It did. See, I forgot the door over here too. So I'm going back to door, draw the line, then go back to select and delete. There we go. Okay. Okay. And we are mostly done. Just doing some adjusting. And make the front door not so wide. And the window not so wide. And down. Over here. We're on the home stretch. I think this is our last wall. And this window. Bring in the sides. Whoa, went too far. Now I need to get closer because for some reason it added a bunch. It's always best to get close in when you're doing detailed work like this so that you make sure there are not extra occluders that you don't want there. That's fine. And do we have any more windows? No. I did want to fix this. Okay, so we got our windows, we got our doors, we got our walls, and generally speaking, I will put terrain on things that are like say 6 foot tall or higher, or like for example trees. I'm not going to do it on this map because the trees are black and white. However, we do have a paddock area here, and I probably should put a wall over here. So I'm going to go back to the line tool, start at the corner, and then just put a wall around here so that the animals do not escape. And we're done with the major part of what I wanted to show you. Okay, so now with the second part of the tutorial, which is how to add an effect to your map. So we have our map, and it has its line of sight on it, and I'm going to now add a snow effect to it. Now, the first thing that you want to do is change from wall line of sight mode to effects mode. You want to turn on the effects layer by clicking down here where it says plus effects. You can see it added an effects layer here, and it gave you an option to choose which type of effect you would like to use. I'm going to use snow, but as you can see, it's snowing all over the map and outside the map, and I only want it to snow outside the building. I don't want it to snow inside the building, and I don't want it to snow outside of the image itself. So what I want to do is I want to load a mask by clicking this little plus sign up here that says enable mask. So I click on that, and you can see the snow goes away. Now what we want to do is we want to tell it where we want to show the snow. So we're going to click on this little symbol up here that says reveal area. And there's a second symbol that looks like a mask that says hide area, but we are going to reveal area and tell it where we want the snow to be. I'm going to make the map a little smaller so I can see the entire map. And I am going to take and left click at the top corner of the map, and I'm going to go down to the edge of the building and all the way over to the edge of the map, not off the map or you'll have snow outside again. So now you can see I have snow at the top. I'm going to go and add the snow to the bottom or the left side. And then snow to this area here. And you can see that it is drawing in square increments, and that is because this is the default way to add. If you want to add something in a specific way to give unique lines, you would click the Alt key before you clicked your left mouse and dragged to give a mask that was a specific dimension. Well, let's not go off the map. And let's get this part. And then this top part. Whoops, going too far in the map. And got that part. And I think I just need to do this little section here. Okay, now you can see it's not snowing outside. It's only snowing outside the building, and it's not snowing outside of the image. And you could adjust your sliders to your preference to make more or less snow. Let's keep it higher, and let's turn the intensity up. You can see it's really snowing hard now. You could also change the speed to be slower or faster. And you can change the size of the flakes. So let's reduce this because I think it's too large. That looks nice. And just play with it to your heart's content until you get something that looks just like what you're hoping for. And when you're done with it, then you will just want to close it and it's ready to be played on. I have a character over here, so I am going to turn on play mode. I'm going to enable the line of sight. And you can see everything turned dark. Now we're going to move Lady Shel over to the entrance of the building. And then when I click on her, you will see her sight. You can see she doesn't, well, where she can see in the building, that's because there are windows there. She needs to open the door though first, because she's standing outside the door, and if you can see, this is a door and it says closed. So if she clicks on it, left click, it opens the door and she can enter the building. And that is how line of sight works. Whoops, I went off the map. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you will leave a like on the video. And if you would like to receive notifications every time I update new content, then please subscribe to my channel and you will get notifications. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.